doing updated music videos for the songs on the Young Sinatra collection. And maybe, and I'm not saying like all I do, but I mean like Dead Presidents 3. I don't know if that's on there, but like a Dead Presidents 3.
We couldn't clear that one, unfortunately.
Damn.
Psych!
Shit. Oh, I was about to say, yeah, he got me. I was about to be, that's the best joint. But like, what would you, what would you think about doing updated music videos and like in the style of back in the day, like fucking Logic?
So I gotta like lose 1,000 pounds,
but
starve myself, smoke cigarettes,
no.
jerk off on the tour bus.
Oh no.
Play for 3 people.
There you go.
Yeah, I could do that. Go broke. Be broke.
Shit.
You got it. That could be dope. You know what it is with me and music videos? It's just a lot of work. Like, you know what it really comes down to? Like, Dad Bod is one of my favorite videos I've ever done. And Aquarius 3, just because I just walk down the street. And it's like, with whatchamacallit, Dad Bod, it was just a day in the life as a dad.
Yeah.
Like, so it was so easy. I think the thing is a lot of the times I've gone to Def Jam with like these really amazing ideas, and then they just don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of shit that I've paid for myself. Shit, I had to just pay somebody 10 grand cash out of my fucking pocket because Def Jam didn't want to pay them. They're one of my best friends in the world, but we won't get into that. Yeah, man, it's like a... All right, can you open this? Nigga, goddamn, what the fuck? I ain't trying to spill shit all over me. Shout out to Rookie. Rookie's training his replacement right now, ladies and gentlemen.
So I was talking to JT about it.
Rookie's going into real estate. This motherfucker's about to flip houses like a boss, bro. I just want to say that. So we have a new assistant being trained right now, and we'll get to that later. Sorry.
I was talking to JT, and he was saying,
That's the assistant. Thanks, asshole.
"No, I mean it didn't." Have
JT went from being my #1 fan, and we were at a fucking meet and greet, to him being my assistant. Tell me Logic don't love the people, dog. All right, sorry.
So someone said Tony versus Rookie, but sexually. What the fuck? I mean, that's what JT. When I brought up the idea to JT, I was
About
like,
what? Fighting each other for 100 million?
No. About the music videos for the Young Sinatra collection. He's like,
these
something
beats
like,
are good.
like Dad Bod. You know what I mean? Like, and
That could be dope.
yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, think about when you made music videos and it was literally point and shoot.
Yeah, point and shoot for sure.
And I mean, like, I feel like people would love that, man. People would love that. Someone said Get Gravity.
Get Gravity. That'd be the day.
And last stream we were also talking about a greatest hits tour. Well, you brought it up.
Greatest hits tour, yeah.
What my thing has always been this, bro. Before I started making music, before you took me on tour, I was just a fan who loved your music, and I loved going to your shows. 2011. What goes into you picking the songs for tour?
Wow, great question.
And what, like, is it fans? You know, is it fans that come into it? Is it Spotify plays? You know, what goes into it? And then I have a
Great.
second question.
I think first things first is you're only as hot as your newest shit. That's just true.
Right.
It's just 100%.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like you're only as hot as your newest shit.
Yeah.
So if I went on tour today, like not a lot of it, but like the theme and the bulkiness of it would be No Pressure. That's just what it would be, right?
Right.
However, my older shit, I mean, you could think it's been 3 years since Bobby Tarantino 2 came out, and that shit is still popping. Like,
Slaps.
yeah, you know, so it's like I could do those songs and everybody there will know it. Yeah. So I think I'm more so at a place where it's like, all right, I could do new joints, I could do old joints, but that's what I do. There was a long time where I went years without performing All I Do and Spotlight and Ballin' and this and all this shit. I just wouldn't do it because I just didn't give a fuck to do it.
Yeah.
And then I saw that fans were like, yo, like, come on, man, like, do this. And I was like, fuck it. So I just brought back a bunch of records that I'm just playing and I'm rapping it with the crowd and we're all just having a really good time. So I think you kind of nailed it out the gate. It's like what's new plus what's hot plus what's streaming plus what the fans want, plus what I want, you know, like I did some supermarket songs like in the heat of everyone shitting on it, but then I went to the arena and like, you know, an arena was singing Time Machine, so I was like, oh wow, this is cool. Like I thought this was more selfish. I wanted to do it, but yeah.
No, that was every night too. Like every night I was sitting side stage watching you perform.
Yeah.
Time Machine, everybody was singing it everywhere.
It's a big vibe.
And for the second part of that question is what's the set list for the greatest hits tour, bro?
Damn, dog.
What's the fucking set list?
Let's go to Spotify right now. What is the set list for the greatest hits tour?
So my thing is you know, is like all I do on that set list is 5 a.m. on that set list. These, you know.
Oh man, this is a difficult one.
I think that seriously built your fan base back in the day.
Well, no, because what built my fan base back in the day, respectfully, had nothing to do with my commercial success. You got to understand this. A bunch of kids in their basement that I loved and still love, and that I would go on tour and perform, and there'd be 200 people there is a big difference than 22,000 people in San Francisco coming out. So it's like, there's like, you know what's so funny is a lot of the fans on, and these are great questions, by the way, a lot of the fans on the internet would be like, you need to play this and play this, and they're talking obscure records like Man of the Year, and like blah 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 and da 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 and all this other shit. And then I was like, okay, and then I did it,
and it was like nobody was moving.
It's like people were like,
but it's like shit they've never heard.
And then they're just like, yo, Under Pressure, dog, like play Under Pressure, bro, like, you know what I mean? So that to me is funny. So it's not that the songs are bad or not good. It's just that a lot of people don't know them. But I think with this new release, when it eventually comes out and everything's cleared and taken care of, so big shout out to Def Jam there for actually being willing and down to, you know, have me put out this project, which I'm really excited about. I think now people will know those records. Yeah, like it puts, I think, and even when you think about it too, there was the people that heard 1-800 and Every Day, and then there was people that stuck with that and stuck with those current albums. Yeah. But then there was also a lot of people that went back. They did go back. They went back and they want to, you know. But even then, they're only going back so far, because you can't go back in time and know where this song is sick is in datpiff.com and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So it's like, it was hard for them to get that. I think YouTube's a good place to discover that as well, the older shit. But usually when people go back, they go back through the duration of albums. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I noticed that for sure. J Fly said, I wrote a treatment for Now before I even met you. Really? That would be hard, bro. That song fucking slaps. That is, that was a fun song. I was like, this song's going to be it. Wasn't it? It was a banger. I can't tell you how many times I'd be in the studio. This is it. This is the one. And it was never the one. And it wasn't until I was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like 1-800 was called 1-800 Suicide originally. And I basically, and you'll get a real in-depth understanding of this in my memoir that's coming out September 7th. But gotcha, bitch. But yeah, so anyway, I did the gotcha, bitch. What the fuck was I saying again? About just, you know, this record's the one. And yeah, so I was always thinking that, and then when I like let that go, I was like, oh no, and I remember like not wanting to do the 1-800 song because it was just so depressing. Yeah. And I would have to put myself in that mind state, you know what I mean, that people are in every day, and I just wanted to help and do something to give back, but I kept putting it off. It was the first idea that I had for the whole album. Yeah. And it was the last song I ended up recording. And it was the last song I would have ever thought, oh yeah, Suicide, banger, about to blow it up, dog. Like, no, it wasn't that. And I think once it happened, once that happened, I'm actually really happy. Like, you know, I just did this podcast that I guess just came out with Mad Happy, which is sick. But the funny thing is, like, you know, when I do a lot of these interviews now, and when I see people talk about me and do write-ups, like they're talking about me as a mental health what would you say? Advocate? Yeah, advocate, exactly. And I'm like, wow, I love that. I think you are that. Like, I mean, like, you're that's what you stand for, is mental health. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be such a taboo sort of subject anymore. I think that, and it's not. It's starting to get a lot better. Yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day about therapy, and I was like, man, you should go to therapy. And he was like, yeah, I'm really like down for that. He was like, you go and your wife goes and all these different people go, and that when he was growing up, it was a stigma that like, if you're going to therapy, you're crazy, or there must be something wrong. Well, first things first is there's something wrong with everybody. Exactly. But there doesn't necessarily need to be some major thing going on in your life for you